I'm going to show you guys how Abby uses her bullet journal versus how I use mine. For context, I use mine for a lot of hippy-dippy life reflection stuff and planning. She does not. She uses hers mostly for work, to-dos, and planning. She got into bullet journaling about 6 months after me, and ever since then, I've never known how she really uses it until now. To my knowledge, she doesn't seek out bullet journal content, but she does watch my videos out of support. I'm super excited to share how she's been using it over the last 2 years because it's been fun to look at, and I see a lot of value in showing how she bridges the gap between work and personal stuff. Currently, she uses the pocket-sized Leuchtturm. It fits perfectly in her pants pocket for work or her purse. Originally, she used the Moleskine journal because that's all that was available at our store, but found out really quickly that she hated the lines and wanted the freedom that bullets offered. It has the basics, a table of contents, page dividers, and a pocket in the back. We use the same pen and the same ruler, but she doesn't use stickers, I imagine because of the limited space. However, she's way better at doodling than I am. A whole page is devoted to each month for her annual setup, which keeps track of events. Then she has a running list of things to remember, which contains sensitive information. But it's coded, so if someone stole her journal, they wouldn't be able to hack her. At least I hope. Yeah, we can't do anything with this. She's currently in a 3-year internship, so there's a whole spread dedicated to keeping track of her overall progress through the program. Think of this as a way of seeing what classes you need to take for school and when. This is probably also why she decided to start and end her journals at the start of her work year in August. For the monthly setup, she has the events and such on the left and a running list of bigger to-dos on the right. Sometimes she puts notes related to the events in the space below, like addresses. Next, she has a whole monthly spread devoted to habits and goals. She has a key down at the bottom for working out, drinking water, and using her retainers. Oddly enough, this has been the hardest thing for her to stick to. My favorite part of this is that she tracks songs that are in her head when she wakes up. You can guess when Drake's album came out, when it was getting close to the SZA concert, and that she's definitely a part of the Beehive. This is so fun to look back at and has inspired me to start keeping track of my dreams since I don't ever really wake up in musical bliss. Damn. So something that I noticed is that as the months went on, her formats were constantly evolving. I could literally see her experimenting and adjusting with subtle tweaks, which is super important for keeping consistency. I even discovered a page in her first bullet journal that used my setup, but it only lasted a month before she realized it wasn't working for her. She has a buttload of things to keep track of in her week, and for the safety of our nation, she's not allowed to bring her phone into her work building, and work has to stay at work. So as a result, she devotes entire spreads to each week, which is the easiest legal way for her to keep track of 2 worlds. Also, there's literally no space to fit a whole month, and she'd blow through this thing super fast if it was daily. So I can easily see how this is the best way to go about this. This spread starts out on a Monday because usually nothing happens on a Sunday for her and it's left blank. Note here, if the week bleeds into a new month, she just adjusts that week and the monthly setup so nothing gets lost for the sake of sticking to a rigid monthly or weekly structure. Then below that, in the remaining space is where she keeps notes and floating to-dos that come up on the daily within that week. I came across this note that had a list of things to buy when I had COVID back in October, and it cracked me up, but I felt extra loved. I really like this setup, and I would definitely suggest this to anyone with a similar situation where work has several moving parts. Abby's free pages between her monthly setups consist of mostly notes for special occasions and large immediate to-do lists like for when we went to Guam. I can see that her journal primarily serves as a task manager, which is probably her way of keeping her headspace clear. I think that this is a great example of how a bullet journal can help you organize your work life to bring work-life balance. I'm guessing this helps shut off her brain from work mode during her free time while leaving work at work or in here. I, on the other hand, require a tiny bit more reflection to keep my thoughts about work and life from overwhelming me. So if you want to see how I use my journal in more of a hippy-dippy way, check out this playlist or stay tuned for when I release my 3-month review of my new bullet journal setup for this year. TTYL!